gentlemen. Welcome to the international webinar on probiotics, a boon for healthy, evergreen lifestyle, organized by IRAJ Webinars. On the behalf of entire organizing committee, I'm Isaac Behra, organizing secretary. Would like to welcome you all for this webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce our organization. The motto behind this non-profit association is to bridge the gap between students, professors, academics, and industrialists from multidiscipline. Apart from organizing various seminars, expert talks, and conferences, we have various highly rated multidisciplinary journals in the field of science, engineering, technology, and management. Since our inception, we have been arranged various international conferences at various parts of the world like New York, London, Australia, Hong Kong, Dubai, Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, India, etc. More than 1 lakh people across the globe are associated with us, and more than 5 lakh research papers have been presented and published during our journey. Today, I'm glad to welcome you all as a member of this fastest growing network for the advancement of science and technology in terms of research and innovation. Today, we are very much fortunate to have an eminent professor and expert who is joining this webinar as an expert speaker and guest. Her name is Professor Dr.D.PADMAVATHI. She is working Muthurangam Government Arts College to deliver the webinar.
Good evening, one and all. I want to, first of all, I thank the institution, the management of IRAJ for providing me this golden opportunity to present a webinar of myself. I introduce myself short intro I want to provide. I'm Dr.D.PADMAVAThi of belongs to TamilNadu. I'm basically a nutritionist. I got nearly 11 years of teaching experience. Out of that, 1 year in East Africa, Ethiopia. My area of research interest is, even though I am a nutritionist, my area of research interest is basically in food science. So again, food science is a very broad spectrum, very broad mother for all kinds of food-based science theory. Example, food chemistry, food fortification, food enrichment, food processing, preservation, etc. Food and beverage technology. So this is my area of research interest. So today I am going to present you a webinar on probiotics, a boon for healthy evergreen lifestyle. Let us start the session. I will share my screen. We will start the session. This is my topic, probiotics, a boon for healthy evergreen lifestyle. Let me start the session. According to the World Health Organization, in the year 2001, they provide what is probiotics. They are called as live microorganisms, which when administered in adequate amounts, confer a health benefit on the host. So according to the World Health Organization in the year 2001, they provided a definition. They are live microorganisms, which when administered in adequate amounts, confer a health benefit on the host. The next thing is we will see the apt definition. What is probiotics? Usually they are very good group of microbial beneficial microorganisms which are found in human gut, human intestine. So rather than that, we are found in foods as well as in dietary supplements too. So in short, what is probiotics? They are alive beneficial microorganisms present in the human intestine, human gut. So they are resemblance structure similar to those bacteria which are naturally found in the intestine. Next, the probiotics, the term come from the language of both. Example, Latin as well as Greek. Latin, preposition, probiotics. Pro means for, and the Greek word biotic means bios, life, living thing. So this probiotic is a term coming from the Latin and as well as Greek language. Next, we see the history. History and evolution we will go through means Eli Metchnikoff. He is a scientist. He worked in the mid-centuries of 1845 to 1960. So he come to a conclusion. He gave a theme: longevity without aging. So he give the probiotics as such, longevity without aging. Then he give a code, the prolongation of life in the year 1908. The next slide give the meaning: how come longevity without aging? So how come is said longevity without aging means yogurt. Yogurt, what is yogurt? Means basically it's a dairy product. Bacterial fermentation of milk results in yogurt. So whenever you consume yogurt, it was rich in lactobacilli. So this lactobacillus is free of toxin producing bacteria in the gut, and thus it increases the longevity of your host. So in the next, he also conclude that the majority of human diseases begins in the GI tract, that is digestive tract, when good bacteria are unable to control over the bad ones. So he given the quotes as the majority of diseases begin in the digestive tract when good bacteria are no more able to control the bad bacteria. So the next thing is, the next concept is, we will see the difference, what is probiotics and what is prebiotics. They both are bacteria, belongs to the kind of bacteria, whereas probiotics is a live one, whereas prebiotics is non-digestible oligosaccharides, oligosaccharides carbohydrates. So these are live microorganism probiotics, whereas this one is available endogenous bacteria. So it is present, prebiotics is inside the human intestinal gut, whereas this probiotics is active exogenous bacteria, but they perform the same function as it acts in barrier function, suppression to pathogenic bacteria, as well as it boosts up the human immunity, human power of resistance. So let us see the various different kinds of strains of different probiotics. For example, lactobacillus, lactococcus, propionibacterium, then bulgaricus. Yeah, these are the different various strains. We see the different strains of probiotic cultures. Next, we pass on to how the probiotics and antibiotics are getting compared. An edge over antibiotics. These probiotics may be, being a very good bacteria in the human intestinal gut, this may give a full stop for the antibiotics. So what is actually antibiotics? Whenever we undergo any kind of fever, the body fails to produce a proper antibiotic against antigen. That is antigen. And what is antibody actually? It is a power of resistance against a particular kind of antigen. So whenever our body fails, the antibody will produce through the by taking antibodies, our body will produce resistance powers. But whenever we take probiotics, it is a non-invasive, it is a preventive, and it is free from undesirable side effects than when compared to antibiotics. So where do probiotics might come from? Where can we get the probiotics? Simply from the mother's womb, through the mode of delivery, by the birth environment, then the maternal vagina. Once the infant is formed, they can adapt the probiotics through the both the dietary products as well as dairy products. We can have the supplements as such. Then what are all the characteristics of a good probiotics? So they should have a beneficial power on the human intestinal gut. Basically it should be from the human origin. It have the power of manipulation, that is needed to have the excessive cell viability. So then other characters, then it should have some basal metabolic activity. It have the power of surviving and the power of resistance to react against the pH like acidic, alkali, as well as condition as other organic acids. Then it should be stable, safe, and effective too. Then how come you select a probiotic organism? What are all the points when to be considered while selecting a probiotic organism? It should be safety, mode of origin, functional aspect, survival, pollination, that is multiplication, manipulation, then antimicrobial product, immune stimulation, genetic stable, then prevention of pathogens. Pathogens in the meaning refers to disease producing microbes. It should have the ability to cope up with the disease producing microbes. It should show some reaction against the disease producing organism. So here I will present some of the basic lactobacillus bifidobranch strain which is often used currently. Example, Astophilus, Plantarum, brevis. Then we're coming to Bifidobacterium adolescens, etc. Next, we pass on to the dietary sources. What are all the so far we see what is probiotics existing, how far it will be reasonable for human intestine. What are all the characters? How could we select? Now we see this is the moreover it is very important. What are the dietary sources? Here I mentioned some top super probiotics of South Indian cuisine, especially all kinds of we will say that all kinds of Indian especially TamilNadu cuisine, all kinds of fermented breakfast are rich source of probiotics. Whenever what is fermentation, production of acid and gas. Whenever carbohydrates are converted into acid and alcohol, we said that is fermented product. All kinds of bakery items, all kinds of TamilNadu breakfasts are based on fermentation alone, except frying items. So here I show some top probiotics of South Indian cuisine, idli, dosa, then all kinds of millet-based recipes. Then Tamil Parambariya food. Then coming to the abroad, what are the abroad properties? Kefir, miso, kombucha, yogurt. Yogurt is nothing but bacterial fermentation of milk. Both the curd and yogurt are same means no, it is based upon curd contains lactic acid bacteria, whereas yogurt contains lactobacillus bulgaricus. It was totally different. What is sarkad? That is finely chopped cabbage leaves are called as sarkad. Then natto, miso, these are all the traditional Japanese food items, basically. Then kefir, kimchi, kombucha. This kimchi is based on the abroad item. These are also help in fermentation. This kimchi is basically a Korean dish, actually. So these are all the fermented food products. Then presence of probiotics in humans. Where can I find probiotics in my system? Means gut, mouth, woman's vagina, urinary tract, skin, lungs. Then how might probiotics work? So how might probiotics works means it already we seen as such it prevents against pathogenic microbes. Adherence, it gives some protection in the epithelial cells around the intestine, both small and large. Then it will be very much beneficial in the production of micronutrients, organic acid as well as other chemicals. Then it strengthens the immunity, that is in production of lymphocytes T as well as B. Then colonization, resistance, then resistant GI tract, then improving the barrier function. Next, we see the how far it in humans, what are all the health benefits in immune system, mental health by releasing stress. Then in case of diarrhea, food allergies, weight loss, actually it is a human beneficial bacteria also. Next, what are all the benefits of probiotics? It boosts the system, improves digestion, it helps in assembly, that is helps in the synthesis of anacobalamine, skin and skin disorder diseases. Through probiotics, we can treat it. The next condition is what are the its established noticeable effects over humans, means it aids in lactose digestion. So, for example, in children as well as in humans, those who are unable to lactose is a milk sugar, those who are unable to intolerate lactose, a carbohydrate component, means it aids in lactose digestion, resistance to enteric pathogen, anti-colon cancer effect, that is, it has the ability to produce carcinogens. Then small bowel bacterial overgrowth, that is, it aids in the treatment, it helps in the prevention of irritable bowel syndrome, immune system modulation. So it have a very good power over your cardiac system also. Then urogenital kidney, your excretory for your excretory system, then hepatic encephalopathy for in case of your liver. The next one is there any risk when I consume probiotics? Of course. Generally, probiotics are very safe for a normal individual. Whenever you undergo any kind of medications or any kind of surgery, whenever your immune system is already weak, if you have any other diseases, genetic inheritance, or any kind of muscle wasting disease, at that time you should need some suggestion and counseling to any medical expert or nutritionist whether I can consume it or not. The next thing is we will come to the paper conclusion. What is a microbiome? So microbiome nothing but a community of microorganisms that lie on us and in us is called as a microbiome and is now topic for today's art research. Microbiome refers to a community, a group of live microorganisms. So now there is a scientific supporting evidence that incorporation of probiotics in nutrition as a means of derivation of various health benefits, it aids in the prevention and treatment of certain disease conditions. So what we have to do, consuming functional dairy products with targeted therapeutic benefits can be a tasteful and pave for pleasurable and healthy, happy life. So for that you need, and the next criteria is close consultation to the medical experts, nutritionists, and microbiologists was necessary to develop such a food item. So flow of information from research to healthcare professionals, from healthcare professionals to the consumer is necessary to derive maximum health benefits. So eat healthy and stay fit, have a healthy, happy life. Thank you.